Dear listeners, I hope this letter finds you well. I am writing to sincerely apologize for any inconvenience or concern caused by my decision to start this podcast, without consulting you or seeking your input. I deeply regret any unintended consequences that may have arisen from my actions. First and foremost, I want to express my sincerest apologies for not discussing my podcast plans with you in advance. I understand that my decision may have caught you by surprise, and I genuinely apologize for any frustration or disappointment this may have caused. I acknowledge that my lack of communication was a mistake on my part, and I take full responsibility for my actions. Please understand that my intent in starting this podcast was not to undermine or disregard your opinions or concerns. I embarked on this endeavor with the hope of exploring my passion for tangential conversations and sharing valuable insights with a wider audience. However, I realize now that I should have taken the time to discuss my aspirations with you and address the potential implications for our relationship or shared commitments. Moving forward, I assure that I will be more considerate of our shared responsibilities and the impact my decisions may have had on others. I have learned a valuable lesson from this experience, and I am committed to fostering an open communication and collaboration in all aspects of our relationship. Thank you for your understanding and for giving me the opportunity to express my remorse. I hope we can move forward from this incident and continue to nurture our relationship with open lines of communication and mutual respect. With heartfelt apologies, the Detour Ahead crew.
Yeah, guys, we're so sorry for for really just failing to, have an open communication relationship with you, our audience. We made some mistakes here.
We're sorry for starting this podcast. Look, my favorite part about that is it literally said, I embarked on this endeavor with the hope of exploring my passion for insert topic here. And I'm like, tangential conversations. Look, that was a lot longer.
Yeah, I was wondering that. I'm like, no way ChatGPT had that. Like,
oh no, I cut so much out. I cut a decent amount out. Anyway, welcome to Detour Ahead, everybody. I am Alex, and with me today is Riely.
Holy shit, Alex! This has been a Riely content day like there hasn't been for a long time. I've been on quite the marathon today, Alex. You want to guess what number podcast this is that I've done today?
6.
Okay, you're overshooting a little.
7.
I said you're overshooting.
10?
Alex, you are saying numbers that are more than what the number is.
8.
I hate you. you motherfucker, you fuck guy.
2.
No.
1.
No. Why would I ask if it was 1?
I don't know, because you had a bit. You're doing a bit. I don't know. Tell me.
This is my 4th podcast today.
Jesus Christ.
I did Pokemon Variety Hour this morning. And then this afternoon, I did Issue Crew Movie Reviews, The Prince of Egypt. And I guested on episode 2 of The Crow's Nest, Crow Royalty's new podcast. And now here I am on Detour Ahead.
Here you are. Again, I would like to say to all you listeners out there, we are very, very sincerely sorry for starting this podcast without your permission. We hope to move forward and continue to discuss the implications that this podcast may or may not have caused. I love being vague.
Now one of us has to get in front of the...
Nothing that I said makes sense.
Now one of us has to get in front of our camera with a ukulele and sing a song about how sorry we are.
Shut the fuck up. I have a ukulele, but I do have a tiny guitar from Walmart. I'll just play Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd, because that's all I know. Just the first 4 chords.
Since you've seen my face. I'm not doing so great, so I took a little break.
Oh man. Welcome to Detour Ahead, everybody. Riely, how are you doing today? How you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty okay. It's a whole lot of content today. A whole lot of being an entertainer. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I start to trail off a little bit. I might be at the lower end of my energy, but I think we got this still.
We got this. We got this.
Have you like followed the Colleen Ballinger situation at all?
I honestly don't care that much. To be completely honest, I have absolutely no idea why a YouTuber is apologizing with a ukulele. Nor
So
does it affect me much, so I don't. TikTok is
I
not.
said this
The
I said
silly
this on the
fish from
mocast.
SpongeBob has not informed me yet. So
I said this on the mocast, but just in case we have audience out there that is not mutual, which we probably do, because I don't think your sister listens to the mocast. Uh, Colleen Ballinger did her ukulele apology for the grooming allegations. Or I say apology. It wasn't really an apology. It was mostly a denial. She apologized for a couple of like fringe things that were less major than what she was really being accused of, but she mostly denied the real allegations. And I will say I have not looked through the evidence. I don't know much about the case. However, I will make a statement. I will make a controversial statement here. I think this apology video was a good idea. I think it was a fun, creative. You know, in the world of YouTube, all YouTube apologies are basically the fucking same. They sit in front of the camera and they go, "Hey guys, so I have some things I need to get off my chest." Like they're all the same. So for Colleen to get a little creative with it and sing a little ukulele song, you know what? Good job. I'm glad we're bringing a little bit of creativity into this genre that is YouTube apology videos. But you know, trendy topics out of the way. We are not one to talk about trendy topics here on Detour Ahead. We talk about
we're
weird nerd
41
topics.
episodes in, and I don't think we've covered a single current event.
No.
Oh, nothing. None of our opinions on current events have been put out there on air. Nothing.
Yeah, you're very close to the chest with like politics and stuff, whereas I will let it fly, and I love having those
I
conversations on other
like
shows.
to keep my political views very, very close to my chest because I will be persecuted from both sides for how I view the world.
Ah, so you're a dirty centrist then.
Sure, let's go with that. Yeah, centrist. Let's leave it at that. One of these days, I'm gonna come out. I'll go put a YouTube video out and be
You'll
like,
come out.
"I've come out. I've come out twice. All right, I
First,
will
she had to
go
come out
and
as
put."
trans. Now she has to come out as libertarian.
Libertarians make a lot of sense. All right, I've been doing research because I didn't know what a libertarian was until I started listening to Biggest Problem. All right,
I mean,
it makes sense. Less government,
I
less
like
eyes on
libertarian.
me,
Yeah,
more freedom.
I was a I would have I identified as a libertarian when I was younger. Now I identify as a liberal, just because of certain policies that I think are completely non-negotiable, that are posed by the other side. So thus, I will vote liberal to maintain those policies. But yeah,
Holy shit!
those
Holy
libertarians.
shit! We are Dick and Maddox. God damn it! God damn it! We are.
Wait, am I the Maddox then?
In terms of political views, yes.
Damn it!
Because I'm over
I
here
can't
with
get
my
away from
political
being the
views.
Maddox. I was the Maddox on largest issue. We established that from jump. Andrew was the Dick and I was the Maddox. Now we're on this show and I'm the Maddox again. I keep being the Maddox.
Look, in terms
I was
of
about to make a
political
joke that
views,
would have
all
spoiled the
right.
lore for you. I'm glad I stopped myself.
Nah, don't spoil lore. That's not what I want. I want to continue. I want to finish
I almost the
biggest
fact that I
problem in the universe.
no, I got you. I'm not gonna spoil the lore. I'm just saying I said the name Maddox, and my brain immediately was like, make a joke about the lore thing, and I was about to do it. I'm like, no wait, Alex doesn't know the lore thing. Fuck.
All right, I only have one question. Do I figure if I go listen to the Dick Show, do I get the lore, or do I
Yes.
need the lore before I go listen to the Dick Show?
No, the Dick Show provides you with the lore.
Okay. All right. I will get the lore from the show. Then we will reconvene once I find out.
Yeah, we can have the Maddox episode of Detour ahead.
No, I've been doing research because I've heard the term libertarian thrown around so much in this past month, and I was like, well, you see, libertarian is thrown out almost every other episode of Biggest Problem in the Universe. Almost every single one, right? Dick
Yeah,
comes
and
out, says something about politics, and then all the comments call him a fucking libertarian.
the libertarian problem is one of the most legendary biggest problem things in history because Maddox was so fucking stupid and just kept doubling down on his completely fucking stupid and incorrect point for his whole fucking problem. Dick, it's just like a homeowners association.
It's not.
It's not, no.
It's not. It's not. You're gonna get me fucking frustrated with that whole fucking episode again. I'm literally driving around in my fucking van yelling, like, no! I don't know what a libertarian is, but from what I understand, it is not an HOA.
You haven't met Tim Chang's yet, have you?
Yes, I have. I thought
good.
I was gonna open up the podcast with Tim Chang.
Tim Chang's! Pew, 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 pew.
I also met Tim Cook, too.
I didn't
The
know.
one-
I forgot about Tim Cook.
The cousin of Tim Chains.
I
No,
love Tim
the
Chang.
episode that I just got finished listening to was with Denzel for
the
Black
Denzel
History Month.
episode. Yeah.
So,
God damn it, Denzel! I just want to see you succeed. You don't know that reference.
not yet.
It's a song that somebody made for the Dick Show. Shit, now we're doing a podcast. What do we talk about, Alex?
I was going to bring this up. I did not find it on the desktop app for Spotify. However, can you like check to see how many downloads we have for Spotify?
I can check how many plays we have total on the podcast.
Because we got a rating on
We did?
Spotify.
Oh, that might have been me.
We have 1 5-star. I can't view it because I don't listen to Detour Ahead, but we have 1 5-star review.
Is it
If it was
is it a
you
written
piece of
review?
shit. I don't know. I can't view it
Let me see.
because I don't listen to the podcasts because Spotify is mean and I'm not the one who uploaded it.
Spotify is mean.
But it just says
I'm looking for it. Detour ahead. Oh yeah, it doesn't show on the app. Shit. I don't know. It was probably me, if I had to guess. But if it wasn't me, I'll look at it and then we'll figure it out. But I would have to do some voodoo that I'm not gonna do right now.
it's all right. Look, I was gonna start it off with the welcome to the 5-star podcast, but I figured the apology would be slightly better because I thought it was funny.
5-star podcast. Yep.
We are a 5-star podcast.
We'll see how long that lasts.
Anyway,
You know, the Riely podcast mega feed had a 2-star standing rating on Apple Podcasts for like 2 years.
that's great. I love it. But yeah, no, Detour Ahead's going strong. 41. We're almost to the year. We're almost to the 50.
That's true. Well, 52 is a year.
Yeah, that's what I said. We're almost to the 52. It must have cut off. Because, we're definitely going to celebrate 52.
Are you making
52
a reference
episodes.
to the biggest problem argument?
52 is 52 episodes, 1 episode per week. That's a year's worth of podcasting, buddy. We're going to celebrate 52.
Well, also, we didn't do one a week, so that's not even true at all.
Yeah, but it's 52 episodes, 52 weeks in a year. It's synonymous.
No, that's stupid. If you don't the only reason it was relevant on Biggest Problem is because they actually managed to be a weekly podcast for that long, so their 52nd episode would be their year anniversary. Whereas for us, that is not true. Like, it wouldn't even be accurate at all. In any way. When is our anniversary? Let me see. I know we have 2 anniversaries because you keep arguing about wanting to count the other one, even though I know the real one.
I say when the feed started.
Not when the podcast started.
When the feed started.
Yes, but the podcast started before the feed started. The podcast was on the Riely Podcast mega feed originally. The feed started in July 2022. I don't know. It's not showing me a day. Why isn't it showing me a day? Is it not going to show me a fucking day? What the fuck?
Because it was last year.
Yeah, it's not going to show me what day last year it was released? What the hell?
No, because December 2022 and then January 11th.
Okay, I'll log into fucking... Oh, God. Get out of here, window capture. I don't need you. No, I don't want it. Go away. Fuck off. Spotify for podcasters. Go ahead and log into that mighty fine Detour Ahead account. At which point, I can tell you. Okay, episode 1, Kitchen Appliances, was published onto the feed on July 23rd, 2022.
Oh, we're going to hit that exactly.
Now, however, I will say that the episode was, according to the description here, the episode was originally released on the Riely Podcast mega feed on December 6th, 2021.
So we're going to go with July because we already missed the 1 year then.
Oh, because of our fuck up, we're just going to pretend it never happened?
Are you going to celebrate 1 year if you release one podcast every 6 months?
Yes.
No, that's asinine because you would hop on. Welcome to episode 3.
But that doesn't change the fact that now we are doing it regularly. That doesn't change the fact that our first episode came out on December 6th, 2021. That's when this show started. If now we had only made a couple episodes, then maybe. But we are a whole show now. It's just the day that we started, right. The original posting date of the first episode was December 6th, 2021.
See, I think that big podcast hosts are a real big problem.
You know? You mean like big, like physically? Is that what you're saying? Like me?
No, I mean like Big Brother, like trying to watch over my anniversaries of my podcasts. I think we need less big podcast hosts. True. Less people looking down my throat trying to figure out when my podcast started.
One may even say it's the biggest problem in the universe. But yeah, we can celebrate that. That's fine. So episode 43, we will celebrate our 1 year anniversary.
44.
What?
42.
No. This is 41. 42 would be next week. Oh, yeah, you're right.
41 gets released on the 12th. 42
gets released on the 19th.
43 is on the 26th, which is getting recorded on the 1 year on the 23rd.
So it is 43.
Yeah,
I was right the whole time. I said 43. You said 44. Don't try to fucking gaslight me. Maybe think I was the wrong one, you son of a bitch.
Look, I'm sorry. It's not my fault that you don't know numbers.
You gaslighting little fuck. You little sneaky motherfucker.
Look, I said 43. You said 44. I was like, no, look.
No, that's not what happened.
And then it gets released on 12, 19, 26, 34, 43.
34.
I'm telling you, I know what I said, and I said what I know.
Okay, sure. Sure, buddy. Okay, Grandma, let's get you back to bed.
I was going to go with Dr. Seuss, but I didn't want to go to... I was going to say... I know what I said, and I said what I know, so shut your mouth, you dirty hoe.
Hey! Ba-da-ba.
Look, it's great.
Right there.
Huh?
That's a diss track.
And coming soon to the Colo Chew brand. The diss track of Riely.
Somebody beat you to it.
You have a diss track out?
Yes, Andrew made a diss track about me.
Did he really?
Have you never heard it?
No, I haven't heard the diss track of Riely.
I was gonna say I'll play it on the show, but you don't have the right bot in here, so I guess not.
Give me a minute. I can.
You
I have
get Vex-
rhythm. I have rhythm bot in here.
Rhythm doesn't work. You gotta get Vexera, which also won't work in 2 days, but it works right now. So
What is Vexera going down too?
yeah, because YouTube is cracking down with the MCA strikes on music bots, so Vexera's gonna die too. But right now he still works. The final use of Vexera, the first and last use of Vexera on Detour Head.
I'm not gonna get Vexera in here. I don't have time to deal with that.
God, I wanted to play my diss track. We need content. We don't have anything.
God damn it!
We planned for this show 0.
It doesn't matter. Why won't this work? Add to my Discord server. Why do I have? Okay. Am I a human? Please confirm you're not a robot.
Are you sure you're not a robot, Alex?
Beep boop bop beep bop beep bop.
Beep boop beep boop bop boop beep.
All right, I do not know how to use Vexera.
I got you. You go to
However.
soundcloud.com, go to Angel from Hell 0. Check him out. He's pretty cool. Like that guy.
You got it. You can take care of it.
Angel from Hell. Now I can't find the damn song. There it is. All right, folks, for your listening pleasure, this is HD Vision, produced by Vez Beats by Angel from Hell 0. Going in.
I wrote this in my HD vision, I still got my whole precision. I could drive and cause collisions, let me split you up division. Cause I made a new decision to go back on the revision. Start to diss, not the additions, I'm going off on the original. I did 3 shots of vodka, now I'll go and do a trick. I could blow your fucking head off like my name is not a wig. I don't wanna be here long, so I'll try to make this quick. But every time I hear your voice, I hope you know it makes me sick. Pegasus can't game, he knows that, and he know he not that slick. He's still on the couch and you know that he out there getting thick. But that's the life in Florida when you're alone and you got no chick. He hopes to God that maybe one day that his pockets will get a click. But let me give you some new content as I return to all form. This now the Riely friends and Andrew as I'm ripping up a storm. You know I'm coming for your soul, so I'm knocking down the door. I might be a little angry, but I'm making this a no. Did I mention that I'm high? But it don't matter, I don't gotta try. Rip into it, make you cry. Maybe the reason that Ian died. Maybe I just crossed the line. Maybe you should have read the sign. Don't need a break to stop the wine. Maybe next time don't start at 9. You're too small for once to make it. All your friends, they gotta fake it. I'm in your head and you won't shake it. This that nightmare, you won't wake it. Lord, get fucked Riely. I'm calling 3 fucking punches on you like it isn't shit. That's not a fat joke, I'm just telling you I can do this legit. I don't need someone to write it, that'll never be a bit. Maybe I'll bully it inside you, you can finally make it fit. What can I say, there's just no hope for you. I got it in the scope for you, I got food you need to cope for you. I think that that's dope for you, this could be the biggest that you get. I hope you see me as a threat, I hope your mind is fully set to never piss on the best angel. I'll break your legs like Brad the Bad. Clinically online, you think I'm a Chad. I'm average, your life just said, but I'm not done with what I had, and I won't stop until it ends. We're good friends, better rivals. I could win, hold all the titles while I fuck up on your idols. Actually, I'ma just end it right there. Maybe I'll come back to it. Probably not.
Jesus Christ, why did you get a diss track? Do you have a story behind this?
He just did it one day. There's no real story behind it at all. He just decided to make a diss track about me, and then he's like, "Oh, Riely, look, I made a diss track about you."
He just for shits and giggles? That's great.
And the thumbnail is it's a picture of me making like a surprised face, which I think is a face I made in a YouTube video that Jason screenshotted and has used to torment me ever since.
That's perfect, though.
It is perfect. That was really good. I like that. But is it as good as the diss track me and Demigloom made about Jason?
we're not here to bash anybody who's not on the podcast right now.
Oh, it's fun. It's not.
We're not gonna play a diss track about Jason.
Why? I'm in it. I rap in this diss track. This is
Do
my
you
music.
really rap in this diss track?
Yes.
All right. You want to find it? Because I think you might have to re-add Vexera or something because I disconnected it because I thought we were done.
Yeah, I can re-add it.
But yeah, go ahead. Is this where I bring the Kolachu type beat out and play it for the rest of the day?
You have to make a freestyle diss track about me on the Kolochu type beat.
I can't make a diss track on a slow lo-fi beat.
Why not?
Dude, you know what? I'm gonna look into it. All right, I'm gonna look into it.
Did Demi take down Fuck You Jason? I'll fucking kill her right now. I will destroy her. Demi Gloom, I know you're listening right now. If I'm right about this, you motherfucker.
Oh shit, that's what we can talk about. How far are you in Better Call Saul?
The end of season 2.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh, you're farther than that now?
Season 4, episode 9.
Oh damn, you're really working it through.
My sleep schedule has been completely screwed over by this 100%, but it's fine. I've been up till like 4 or 5 a.m. binging this shit because I don't know when to stop. Dude, it's so good. The tables have finally turned, Riely.
The turns have finally tabled.
The tabled have finally turned.
Yeah, Better Call Saul is a good show so far. The reason why I haven't gotten past season 2 is because it's a fucking nightmare. Because we're supposed to podcast about every season. Because we did every season of Breaking Bad. We did El Camino. We did Better Call Saul season 1.
Yeah.
And the intention is to do every season as a podcast on Issue Crew movie reviews. But it's become a fucking nightmare to schedule because of Demi Gloom. How dare Demi Gloom go get a real job in a real life? Fuck you, Demi Gloom.
I mean, to be fair, I'm still waiting for you to write me an apology letter for me to read, send to you so you can go do the podcast with someone else because I'm going to be a hooligan and go hang out with friends instead.
Wait,
I'm waiting for the
talking
day.
about?
Oh, like the multiple times a month where I'm just like, hey, can we record earlier because I have other friends I'm going to go hang out with? I feel like a good bit would be you write me an apology letter, I record it and send it to you, and then it gets edited in at the beginning.
Oh, okay. Probably
For
not this
choosing
episode. I'm not dealing with
other
that, but
Huh?
soon. I'm not dealing with that this episode, but I have a lot of editing work to do this weekend, but it's a good bit.
No, it's a good bit. It's for when we save it for when
That'll be the 1-year anniversary. Is you have to read the apology letter for being a little hoodlum who runs around and fucking doesn't do shit instead of doing the podcast.
No, I meant that's for when the episode we miss a week because of me. So you go and record without me with somebody, and that gets edited in, and you go, all right, Colo is called in to blah 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 blah, and I have to read
I see.
I have to read an apology letter written by you stating that I was not able to come to the podcast because I don't love you or whatever.
You don't care enough about me.
I, Kiwi Chew Car Applesauce, aka Alex.
Kiwi Chew Car Applesauce.
Kiwi Chew Car Applesauce. That's my full legal name.
That's on your birth certificate.
Ask Penguin. Kiwi Chew Car Applesauce is my legal given name.
So is your middle name Car or is your middle name Car Apple and your last name is Sauce?
It's Kiwi Chew Car Applesauce.
Okay.
Look,
Make sure I got the logistics on this right.
Yeah. Don't worry, it's Pengy Baby Waffles as well. So
Pengy Baby Waffles.
Yeah, that's what I have her in my phone as, Pengy Baby Waffles, and then your Riely exclamation point, because you haven't done anything dumb to deserve a stupid ass fucking nickname yet. You have, but I didn't get your number until like maybe an hour ago, so it's fine.
Okay, I've retrieved "Fuck You, Jason." Demigloom has come through. Let's hear it. Welcome to the music corner episode of Detour Ahead.
What? Jason? Talking shit about me? What the fuck? Hey, yo, fuck you, Jason. Fuck anyone who fucks with you.
Hey, kids, like video games? Hey, kids, like video games?
Let me tell you about a man named Jelly. Ooh, thinks he's hot shit, but I'm about to take him to school. Tries to talk shit on my friend Demi Gloom. Better stop quick or he'll end up in a tomb. Just a man lit with a big ego. Makes him feel tall to bully my amigo. About to crush him just like a mosquito. Here comes Demi flying in like a torpedo.
Now this is a story all about a man who can't familiarize and stick to a plan. I heard you talking shit and saying Demi is woke, but I will have you know not everything I say is a joke. Like your podcast in your older channel, I'ma make you feel the heat like a solar panel. And your audio sounds like shit, you fucking loser. Fuck you. And your editing too, sir.
Fuck you, Jason. Audio engineer, more like audio queer. Ha! Fuck off. And fuck Demi too for that stupid bug bullshit. I can't believe that issue won. Peace. And that's fuck you, Jason.
I want someone out there. I want like a really dedicated Riely or Colochu fan to like go write a book, and like we'll read. Well, me or Riely or both of us will read it on the podcast, right?
So to be clear, the call to action we're putting out here is fans go write a book about us.
It's not even like a full book. Like I'm not asking an autobiography, right? I want someone to send me a book, or like ask us if they could write a book. Send a book in, and it's literally just a book of the Riely universe lore, the Riely cinematic universe. I want.
I could give you the Riely cinematic universe lecture at some point. I just gotta like prepare.
I think you should put like. You should do. I really think you should put out like a series called the Riely Cinematic Universe, Part 1, 2, 3, whatever, and just throw it out there as here is the lore of the MCU, the Riely the RCU.
Well, at some point we're gonna do the Riely Iceberg as a project that me and Demigloom have talked about and have worked on, which would be a video where we would go over my lore. As would be stated in the iceberg.
Yeah. But like the people out there want the Riely lore. They want the Riely cinematic universe.
It's true. People are clamoring for it. The RCU is the next big thing.
It's like I feel like the fact that like diss tracks are a part of it, you can spice up the lore really, really well. Like not lie, but like fabricate some evidence a little bit.
Now, real quick, I want to get a check on this. Alex, banger check on fuck you, Jason. Banger, yes or no?
Dude, it was good. Discord didn't pick up my laughing. Dude, I love music, so like that's great. I love the fact that it's now immortalized here as well as anywhere else that you have. Both songs are now immortalized on Detour Ahead.
True. I mean, No, I'm not playing Yoho Podcast Life for Me. Maybe I'll play Grandma Sims. No, that song sounds like shit. I made a Golden Girls parody about the coronavirus a couple years ago. It does not sound great.
Don't worry. In terms of music, we have some Colachu Inc. Colachu Industries has some plans.
Ooh, there are plans in the works?
There are plans in the works.
Okay. Ooh.
You sound way too excited for this.
What do you got cooking? Can you give me a little preview? Can you tell me what's going on?
No, I can't, because anything I say
Damn
about
it.
it's gonna give it away.
Shit.
I got a little bit of research, little couple contexts I need to reach out to. Might cost me an arm and a leg, and I might actually have to learn some editing, but it will
Oh,
all be worth it.
interesting. In terms of my music career, quote unquote, I have a couple songs on the internet that are viewable. Those two songs I just mentioned are awful and bad, but you can definitely look them up on SoundCloud and find them if you're curious. Um, Yoho, a podcast life for me in particular is bad because the story behind that song is I was involved with a podcast about you know about Dick Masterson now, so I don't have to like side explain Dick Masterson to say this story.
See, even the
So
listeners know about Dick Masterson because we've talked about Biggest
biggest
Problem.
problem for like 4 weeks in a row now, yeah. So uh I was hanging out with this group that did a podcast that was anti Dick Masterson. It was like talking shit and spreading gossip about Dick Masterson, which I'm a big fan of Dick Masterson. I just like liked these people from other circles and I just hung out with them and I went on their podcast because their podcast was not entirely just like shitting on Dick Masterson. A lot of it was also just like Steven Universe. That was part of the bit was that they would fuck with the Dick Show people that were waiting to hear all the gossip by just talking about Steven Universe for an hour before the gossip. So I was on this show a lot, and there was a time where I was gonna host an episode, but the condition for that was I had to perform a parody song written by somebody else involved with the group. And it was a parody of Yoho, A Pirate's Life for Me, about how Dick Masterson like cheats on his girlfriend. And obviously, I don't stand by its contents. I don't want to be mean to Dick Masterson, but it is out there. Yoho, a podcast life for me is out there for those who want to hear it.
That sounds interesting, though. That's great. Like, I would love to get into music, and like, I don't have the time, but like, music has been very, very big for me. You already know, like, I'm a big music nut, and I know I've brought this up on the podcast before. Go follow me on Spotify. Go check out my playlists and shit that I made. It's Colochu on Spotify. It's mainly just playlists. I would love to be able to go and like put aside some money and go take like a music theory class or something like that. I know music theory is probably not the correct one, but like I want to learn how to make music, but I don't have the time or the money to do so at the moment. But
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to learn anything too significant anytime soon. I do have some interest in like music, but I think the most I'm going to get into it is just like comedy rap. That's the plan. There is a comedy rap album that has been discussed, and I still plan to make it at some point. The Negra Arroyo Lane is still coming, folks. Someday. Do you recognize the reference that the album name is making?
no, what's the reference?
That's the street that Walter White lives
Yeah,
on.
I know it's the fucking street that Walter White lived on. We did
Okay.
a whole podcast about this, and that was the whole
Yeah,
bit.
but I don't know if you remember that little detail.
We brought it up like 4 times on the podcast. Of course,
What,
I know
Negra
that
Arroyo
detail.
Lane we brought up? I
Yes.
don't remember. See, I'm the one who doesn't remember. But yeah, Negra Arroyo Lane is still coming. There are plans in the works. I do want to do some comedy raps because it's been fun every time I've done it. I just get writer's block a lot. I was supposed to do a feature on Inside Zoidberg's new album, which I don't even know if it's coming anymore. I'm not sure. But I was supposed to do a feature on it, and I just like completely blew her off because I had like total writer's block and couldn't write anything. So, but I'm gonna at some point get back into trying to make Negra Royal Lane and writing some raps for it. I have some beats that Demi made me, but they're old, and I think she offered to make me some new ones. So we'll look into it. We'll make a good project out of it. And once Negra Royal Lane comes out, you better believe I'll use it for content. If I can find another music bot, I'll play it on this show. I don't give a shit.
Andrew's not going to come at you for using his diss track, right?
No.
I'm not worried that he's going to come and like sue the podcast.
That's not gonna happen.
This podcast is a non-monetary comedy podcast. All right.
I wouldn't make that claim. That might change in the future. I wouldn't set that in stone.
As of recording in July 2023. We do not make money from this podcast.
We really gotta try to get our names out there. I would love to like get enough views that like a Patreon would be viable.
You want to do some bonus episodes where we talk
Totally.
about the biggest problems in the universe? The biggest coincidences in the galaxy.
Coincidences.
Look, man, it has been taking all of my power to not go and get like hardcore believers and just be like, hey, I'm the host of Detour Ahead podcast. I want you to come on.
The biggest problem in the universe podcast.
No, but like I want to pull these flat earther people and be like, come on my podcast and we're gonna have a little conversation. Right? Like I want to pull these.
I would love to talk to a flat earther.
Right?
That'd be fucking great.
Right? I want to so bad. I've never met a flat earther in my life, and I want to I want them to come on my podcast and explain why the fuck
like
they're
post?
so fucking stupid.
That's probably not allowed. I'm thinking like, is there a what? Could we post on like r/flat earth or whatever? Because I'm sure there's a flat earth subreddit and be like, hey, flat earthers, come on our podcast.
Look, I'm sure there's a way to like bait them into coming on the podcast, for lack of a better word.
We wouldn't need to bait them. Just be like, hey, we want to talk to you. Like, we're curious about your viewpoints, but like,
that's what I'm saying.
We'd have to
like,
find
basically
somebody.
baiting them to come onto the podcast so I can argue with them and tell them they're dumb.
I mean, yeah.
And, you know, spread my libertarian agenda.
Of course, as you are wont to do. Famous libertarian Colo Chew.
Look, they make a lot of really, really good points. All right, I've been doing my research.
They just got the right idea. Okay, they just know what's up.
I just want to be able to farm my drugs with my AK and not have the government tell me what to do. All right,
just want to be able to ass farm in peace.
I want to go to penis contests. I want to ass farm in peace without the government looking around my shoulder, telling me what I can and can't do. All right.
I just listened to an episode of the Dick Show where they finally canonically established what ass farming is. It's episode like 146. So.
How many episodes are there? Are like 300, 4, 5, 8?
Well, it is a currently running podcast. New episodes are being produced every week, but currently it has, I believe, 366.
The Dick Show is?
Yes.
So Dick Masterson is doing that along with
Yes, he does two
New
podcasts,
Biggest Problem.
Dick Show and Biggest Problem.
Got it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to alternate between them then at some point in time.
Yeah, once you reach, it's actually really convenient. You'll know when you hit it because the first 3 episodes of the Biggest Problem reboot were actually backdoor piloted on the Dick Show, so they are also episodes of the Dick Show. So you'll reach them naturally.
Okay, that's fair. But like, no, I got some works. I still have yet to go and debut the Kolochu type beat on the YouTube channel. Like, it's not going to be part of my weekly uploads, quote unquote weekly, because I've been slacking this month. But once it's uploaded, It'll be there.
I'm ready. I gotta hear it. I have heard it, but I gotta hear it.
You have heard it, but the 101 subscribers that I have not heard the Kolochu type beat. I've also been very, very secretive about what the Kolochu type beat is. By the way, very secretive of this MP3 that has been sitting on my desktop for multiple years now.
That's really funny.
Well, because it's always been called the Kolochu type beat. Nobody knows what it actually is, except for like nobody in terms of like listeners knows what this song is.
It's true. If you're Alex's sister and you're listening to this, you should pester Alex to send you the Kolochu type beat. Just spam text her until she gives you the beat.
But there's that, and then there's for later in the year, I will be bringing more music to the podcast.
That's exciting. And I hope that I can get out of my writer's block funk and follow suit with Negro Royal Lane.
So earlier, I think earlier today, Riley's birthday was back in April.
True.
Earlier today, I bought him a birthday present.
You did do that.
Would you like to know on air, or do you want to talk about this next week?
No, you should tell me on air. If,
Do you want
while
me
we're
to
talking about it.
Do you want me to tell you now?
Yeah, sure.
I bought you a book.
What's the book? Oh my god. Did you buy me the book I think you bought me?
What do you think I bought you?
Did you buy me Men Are Better Than Women?
Would you be pissed if it was Alphabet of Manliness?
No, I would actually be just as excited. Did you buy me Alphabet of Manliness?
No, I was gonna get you both, but I'm like, nah. He doesn't really like Maddox as much as Dick Masterson.
I mean,
like,
I am. The thing is,
you don't like him as
hate
much.
Maddox, but I think Maddox is still funny. Like, I'm one of the few who still thinks he's funny. I don't think his stupid. This is not really a lore spoiler. This is just what Maddox content has been the last couple of years. I don't think he was funny doing his fucking stupid Twitch streams where he pretended to be a banana or a cowboy. But I do think that his that Best Debate in the Universe, the show he did after Biggest Problem, is funny. A lot of people disagree with me, but I did like that show.
No, I bought you Men Are Better Than Women for your birthday.
That's awesome.
I was really afraid that you would have already had it, but I'm like,
I actually, funnily enough, I just started reading a free PDF that I downloaded on my iPad, but now I can read the real book. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I got you the actual. This is not like a Kindle code that I sent in the mail, by the way. This is the real paperback book, and I'm like,
a fucking sticky note with a Kindle code.
Scan this QR code to get it for free on Audible.
I would love for there to be a Men Are Better Than Women audio book if it was narrated by Dick Masterson, but I don't think such a thing exists.
No, but I was like, you know what? I've known this kid for like 5 years now.
God,
I've not sent you a single goddamn thing. And I got to thinking, because I've been thinking about like birthdays and stuff, because my friend Vanessa just had her birthday on the 5th. So I'm like, you know what? I owe it to the people around me to do some birthday things. Better late than never, right? So happy late birthday. It's also kind of selfish because people don't buy me stuff for my birthday, and it kind of sucks. So I'm hoping that like my good deeds will be reciprocated in the future.
Deeds across the world, so that someday they may be returned to you. It's okay. I'll buy you Alphabet of Manliness for your birthday.
Jesus Christ.
I'll buy you Maddox's newest book. I'll buy you Fuck Whales by Maddox.
I'm good. I was reading the reviews and I'm just like, nah.
Well, the reviews of Alphabet of Manliness or the reviews of Fuck Whales?
Fuck Whales.
Ah.
No,
yeah,
honestly,
like
if you want to get me the Maddox book, I will buy you Maddox for your birthday next year. But I was planning on buying it wouldn't, for some reason Amazon would not let me send Men Are Better Than Women to me and to you. I had to do it two separate, and I was like, nah, I'm not doing this right now. So I just sent it to you instead of both of us, because Amazon was being kind of a dick about it. But
I'll re-gift you the book you sent me after I'm done reading it.
But yeah, I was like, I don't know if he has it. And someone's like, well, why would you send that to him? It's not that great of a book. And I'm like, what, you've read it? They're like, well, if you look at the reviews, I'm like, that's because people hate him. That's hate.
Yeah.
Those are hate reviews. Those are not accurate reviews. I'm sorry. I refuse to believe that those are legitimate reviews of this book. Considering the fact that this book gained him a full spot on Dr. Phil.
Well, it gained him a full spot on Dr. Phil because he was they thought he was a real radical misogynist that they needed to fix on Dr. Phil's House of Judgment.
Dude, I still love the fact that on Dr. Phil.
Have you watched the Dr. Phil clips?
Oh yeah, I have.
Okay.
Have you seen this is a little further out. This is way further out than where you are on Biggest Problem. But
I mean,
did you watch
I
a series on Let's Make a Deal? Did you watch Asterios on Let's Make a Deal?
I have seen the Grumblebee video, yes.
Grumblebee.
Asterios is great. That's the real hit for me. Like I think Maddox, I'm not gonna say I like Maddox, but I think Maddox is funny. I like Dick Masterson, but Asterios is my boy. I'm a ride or die for Asterios.
Asterios is great. I do love Asterios.
I'm a known voicemail character on his current podcast. I'm their favorite boy.
Of course you are.
Asterios is actually I found Biggest Problem kind of backwards. My favorite YouTuber, Monkey Jones, did a podcast with Asterios, and that's how I first figured out everything. It was funny because I had never listened to that show. I had seen it on his channel. It was called Boomer versus Zoomer. Was the Monkey Jones and Asterios podcast. Which is, I asked you that question once. Would you listen to a 26 episode podcast starring Asterios? And you did not respond to me at all. But Boomer vs. Zoomer was a podcast by Monkey Jones and Asterios, and I started listening to it after Monkey got terminated from YouTube because it was one of the few things that was still readily available of his after that happened. And I met Asterios. He was immediately great. I loved him a lot. And then they talked about Biggest Problem in the Dick Show, and Dick guested on the on the fourth episode. And then I finally looked up the Dick Show. It was funny because I had listened to another Monkey podcast where they had mentioned like Biggest Problem in Maddox and the Dick Show, but I never really looked into it. I actually looked up the Dick Show, and fun fact, the description for the Dick Show actually calls it a science podcast. It is a rage and science-based podcast. That is not true. He definitely has discussed science before, but I would not call the Dick Show a science podcast. But I found that, and I was immediately like, I don't want to listen to this dumb fucking science podcast. So I didn't listen to it. But then through Boomer vs. Zoomer, I realized that I was wrong about what the Dick Show was, and that the rest is history. You should make a brief excursion to Boomer vs. Zoomer at some point. You can't do it right away because it'll spoil Maddox lore, but once you learn all the juicy stuff, you can listen to Boomer vs. Zoomer.
But yeah, I bought you the book, and I was telling I think it was Vanessa earlier today, and she's like, why would anybody buy a book like that? And I'm like, I don't know what the book is about. Obviously it's about how Dick Masterson thinks men are better than women. And yeah. I'm like, look, the only reason I got you a paperback, by the way, because hardback wasn't available, but like on the off chance that you actually meet Dick Masterson, you can get the book signed.
That would be awesome. I unfortunately missed the chance back in I believe, I don't remember if it was 2020 or 2021. He did Dick Masterson does live shows for the Dick Show called Road Rage. He does like Road Rage blank city, like he'll go to a city and he'll do a live show. He did do Road Rage Tampa, and the problem was you had to be 18 to get in the venue, and I was, but I did not have an ID, so I could not go to Road Rage Tampa.
Damn. Anyway, you now, as of tomorrow, will own Men Are Better Than Women, the book.
That's awesome. I'm excited.
Let me know don't tell me what, like, if it's good or not, or well, tell me if it's good, but like,
well, I'm 10 pages in on the free PDF I downloaded online, and it's been good so far.
I do want to read it. And I'm hoping this pulls me back into
Sorry I pirated your book, Dick. I'm gonna get a legitimate copy now.
Now we're just never gonna get him on the show. This will be the one episode where he's just like,
give a fuck that I pirated his book.
No, he doesn't. He probably hopes that people do.
I could DM Dick Masterson right now. I pirated your book, and he just probably wouldn't even respond because he would be so confused that I would even find the need to tell him such a thing. He was on Largest Issue.
Dick Masterson?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, we had him on 108.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
I was getting that confused with, man, we just need Maddox to get the whole crew in the Riely cinematic universe.
That's true. I've done shows with the Stereos too, so.
Yeah. Look, you're blocked, but like,
Maybe you can weasel your way in. Just have to be very careful. Very carefully.
very. I have to go and cut a snake
It's
tongue
literally
out
impossible.
and
We
use
would
it.
literally have to start like a fake second like Trojan horse podcast to get Maddox on at this point.
Oh yeah, 'cause we've already talked about biggest problem in the universe on this podcast. I'm pretty sure you
I
literally
actually-
named one of our episodes "Biggest Ambush in the Universe."
I actually played around with that concept during largest issue. I had this master plan that probably wouldn't work, but I might want to attempt it someday in some other capacity. But the idea was that me and Andrew we would put largest issue on hiatus, but then secretly under different names we would start like the utmost conundrum in the solar system or whatever. and and then I would email Maddox and be like, "Hey, I'm a big fan of yours. I really like your old podcast, Biggest Problem in the Universe. So I started a similar show with my friend. Do you think maybe you would come on our show? It'd be really cool to have you. We love you, Maddox." Dick Masterson, who? Who's that? Don't know. Don't care. Well, I do know because he was on your podcast, but he sucks compared to you, Maddox.
Look, I've been cooking up a plan. It's not very solid yet, but it consists of writing an email and saying, literally just sticking my face straight to the butthole of Maddox and just kissing so much ass and flattering him to the point where he's like, wow, finally someone gets it, and just go. Literally, the whole email was literally going to start with, "Dear King Maddox, I bow down to you and I am not worthy to email you." Just stroke the ego so hard to the point where he has no choice but to respond. Even if it's just he responds with a no, it's still going to be funny, and I will post it to Twitter.
That would be beautiful, even if it was a no. Yes, getting a response from Maddox would be quite amusing.
But like, I've been concocting this genius plan of like slowly keeping track of like things that he's proud of and biggest problem, and like around that era, things that he consistently brings up, his ideals and all this. And I'm going to form who brought up emails
In what context?
for biggest problem? Did he bring up emails?
Yeah, they both did.
Oh, are they both like fully against long emails?
Wait, oh, you're talking about long emails. You have to specify that. You just said emails. I believe that was Dick.
Look, the beginning of the podcast is very, very fuzzy for me, just because I could not tell who brought in what.
Yeah, that was Dick.
Okay, but like that's not a bad plan. That's not a bad plan.
I feel like there's about a
egocentric as fuck.
0.5% chance that it works, but
This dude is egocentric as fuck. All right.
it is true. It is 1,000% true.
If you stroke that ego, if you stroke the ego of someone so self-centered, they are going to be blinded by the fact that you are completely conning the fuck out of them. Now, the only issue is, one, we do have to bring Maddox on before we bring Dick Masterson. Once Dick Masterson is on this show, Maddox will not show up.
Well, there's a lot of bold assumptions that we're going to be able to get Dick Masterson on this show.
For 108.
I mean, when I say he does every 108, that might be within I don't know if he'd do one of my shows again. Maybe if you ask him.
I'll ask him for 108. I'll be like, hey, even if we have to sideline 108 for a while, I don't care.
Just this is funny. Another podcast I like, the Procrastinators podcast. They did this bit where there was a few occasions where it was an internet podcast, but they had like this event where they would like do a big Kickstarter and then they would meet in person and like make a bunch of content, and they called it RadCon. And they were planning RadCon 4, and RadCon 4 was going to happen just 2 weeks after their 200th episode. So what they did is they just went from 199 to 201, and then 202, and then back to 200 at RadCon 4.
See, like, let's say let's say that we can get Dick Masterson on, right?
Yeah.
We schedule it out, but he's busy. So we can only get him for this one day of the month in like a couple months away, right?
Yeah.
Let's say we don't hit 108 by then. We just introduce it as 108. Don't mention anything else. Just talk to him and have it as a backlogged episode, and we upload that whenever we hit 108 later.
That's stupid. We're not gonna gaslight Dick Masterson into coming on our podcast.
Not gaslighting.
we'll
Not
wait.
gaslighting.
We'll wait until the organic time hits, and we will figure it out from there.
We will. I'm concocting an email to.
I'm a 50-50 shot on getting Dick Masterson on 108s. There was an attempt to get him on 108 of Pixels, and he did agree to it, but then we just didn't schedule it, and it didn't happen.
Anyway, we'll work on. I'll work on that. I actually
This
do
is all
want
like
to like.
stupid crackpot shit. Like we're never gonna get Maddox on this show. Like this is
We're
all.
not gonna get Maddox on the show. I can tell you that right now. However, the plans are not that bad.
We can give
Like,
it a shot.
in theory, the plans are not that bad. However, I highly doubt that Maddox will come here once he hears that I may or may not be a libertarian.
I feel like the best course of action would even be. I guess you are aware of his accomplishments outside of Biggest Problem, as he's mentioned on Biggest Problem. I feel like my recommendation would be to not even bring Biggest Problem up. Like it would be.
Well, no, I'm not going to bring Biggest Problem up.
suck
I'm
his dick
literally
about
just
his-
going to stroke
suck his
his
dick about
ego
his
and be like,
website, suck his
"Hey, I
dick about
found
his
your
book.
book here. I absolutely loved it." Blah blah
Suck his
blah.
dick about best debate in the universe. Pretend that you've listened to it. Like it's.
Yeah, like I said, suck his dick a little bit and stroke the ego. That's how you work with people like this. I do want to get a Stereos on. I would love to get a Stereos on this show too.
You could probably ask him and get him on. I don't know why I feel. I do know Asterios. I don't know why I feel weird about asking him. I guess because last time I asked him, it didn't work out, and now it feels like awkward.
Why didn't it work out?
Because I asked him on largest issue, and he doesn't want to be associated with biggest problem stuff, and he didn't realize that was the show I asked him on until the day came. Like he just like agreed to come on my show, and then he didn't realize what because I did say the show. I guess he just didn't read it. But then he backed out, and then he asked to come on one of my other shows, and I just kind of ghosted him because I was frustrated about him not coming on largest issue. So I kind of feel weird about it. It's not like I haven't said anything to him since. I don't think he's mad at me or anything, but I just feel weird. I feel nervous because he's a big famous man. That's even the e-celebrities like I know and have been friendly with, I'm still like completely fucking terrified to like reach out to. Like I've had about like 9 positive voice chat interactions with anime YouTuber Trixie the Golden Witch, and yet I'm still terrified to try to ask her to come on one of my shows. She's been on one of my shows already, but it was the MoCast, and Mo was the one who asked her on. But I was there. We had a good time. I don't know. It's just scary to talk to people who are more famous than I, you know?
I mean, how do you think I feel? I'm sitting over here at only 101 subscribers. I'm nothing compared to some of these people.
You're nothing compared to 418 subscriber Riely. You must be scared to even be in this room.
Yeah, but I met you back when you were where I was, though. That's the thing.
True.
So, like, it's not really intimidating when I met you when you were at where I am, and now I'm where you were back then.
I also get much less views than you consistently, so...
I mean, I average double digits, which is not terrible. It depends on...
like 5.
I've been averaging double digits for a while, except for, like, the Scribblio videos. Those don't do well at all for some fucking reason. But people want tier lists, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why tier lists do so well.
That's what the people want.
That's what the people want. Don't worry, Smash or Pass coming soon. Maybe, eventually, possibly. Actually, hold on. Can
I want to do Pokemon Smash or Pass. I want to do it with Odin, but he's like on his extended hiatus, and I don't want to bother him. But I would love to do a variety hour and do Pokemon Smash or Pass with Odin. Because we did rating all the Pokemon. I think it would be funny to go back and Smash or Pass all the Pokemon. That was a fun series. That's probably one of my favorite things we've done on Variety Hour. Odin was just a good co-host. I miss that guy. The unbridled energy of Biotin's beard just couldn't be matched by any other mortal man. We haven't had him on this show. We got to do that at some point.
That's right. We haven't had him on this show, have we?
No, it would be lovely. I love that man.
One of us will reach out, go and grab him.
At some point, one of us will me and you will have a long drawn out war of who's gonna reach out to him first, and then eventually one of us will crack, and it'll happen.
Yeah, one of us will.
I can't even. There's like this weird. There's like I have these weird tiers of friends, even though I love them all the same. Like I have some friends who I will literally bother about every little content thing I do and be like, "Come on my YouTube video, come on my podcast, come on my everything." But then I have other friends who like I am nervous to ask, even though they are my friends and have been on my podcast before.
I mean, that's fair though. I've stopped bothering certain people about it just because I consistently get no's, or I'm like,
Valerie.
Val wants to come on and talk about bunnies, actually.
Oh my god! Yes!
Well, spoiler for a future date, but Val wants to come on and talk about bunnies at some point. Because she's got 2 of them. Spoiler,
bunnies.
actually, but...
Fun buns.
See, the biggest thing is, like, it's very... I'm gonna have to, like, amend the rules for Detour
What is the
Ahead.
difference between a bunny and a rabbit?
I don't know.
Because I've only ever been around one that type of creature, but I believe it was a rabbit. I don't know if there's
Rabbits are wild, bunnies are domesticated, I guess.
Are rabbits not domesticated?
Rabbits are wild.
But they can be domesticated, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. It was either a bunny or a rabbit. My friend had it. He was a dickhead. He was cute, though.
Oh, bunnies are young and rabbits are adults. Alright, they're the same fucking thing. It's like puppy versus dog.
Oh, okay. So yeah, my friend had a rabbit. He was kind of a dickhead. Well, I think he just wanted to be left alone, and I didn't leave him alone because I was a dumb kid hanging out with a rabbit.
All right. Let's save Bono talk for a future episode.
Oh, you're right.
Because that's a topic. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna amend the rules to the Detour Ahead podcast. Where
what are the rules and what are you amending about them?
I'm getting rid of the guest does the intro because I like doing bits for the intros.
No, I like the guest doing the intro. It's fun. That's the bit, is that the guest does the intro.
Our guests haven't done intros in months.
Why? We gotta change that.
Anyway, I'm also gonna amend that guests have the option to bring in their own topic, but they do not have to.
I didn't think that was a rule.
I wanted guests to bring in the topics because thinking of topics every fucking week is exhausting.
Which is why we haven't done it.
Look, it's really hard, alright? It's really hard to top Game Show and Caveman. It's also hard to not go and get political and just kill my entire career.
Anytime you're ready for it, I'm here and ready.
Look, I don't want my political views out there just yet. Just yet.
That's for phase 4 of the Colo cinematic universe.
I think we're in phase 1, maybe phase 2.
Really? You think it's been so many years and you think you're still in phase 1?
No, this is phase 2. This is phase 2. Phase 1 was PVH, Pixels, and
Peg and Colo.
That one. Yeah, Peg and Colo.
Yeah.
I think phase 2 started when I made the switch to Alex instead of going by Colochu.
That recently you think phase 2 started? I feel like phase 2 started with like the recent resurgence of not recent, but like semi-recent resurgence of your YouTube channel, and with the start of Detour Ahead happening regularly. I would say that would be phase 2.
That's fair. That's a good start. That's fair. Me coming back in, 21? Me coming back after taking a full year off of YouTube, and coming back, reaching 100 subscribers in like a year after coming back. Starting a brand new podcast with my best friend. That makes sense. But like, yeah, no, I still see that as phase 2.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just need to go and find other podcasts and be like, hey, I'm just gonna come on your podcast. I'm gonna be a guest. You're gonna let me on.
This is probably like phase like 5 or 6 of Riely content. I'm trying to like think of what the defined phases would be.
I mean, I feel like if you want to boil it down, there's GameSpy 2020 is phase 1, right?
Yeah, and then Pegasus the Gamer is phase 2. My full legal name, phase 3. Riely exclamation point, phase 4.
I was gonna say like the Pegasus and Riely full name was phase 2 or 3. But in terms of like what you were doing at the time, I think I don't know. I feel like phase 2 would have been I'm not sure. I feel like you should just go by names and you're in phase 4, but like I'm only in phase 2. Cuz like phase 1 lasted a
Well, I feel like the
while.
real phases would be like the eras, because like there's definitely defined eras of like there was the Pixels the Pixels era where I was making Pixels in Variety Hour with you and Gingy and Penguin and such.
Yeah.
Then there was like the largest issue in the Galaxy era. And then I would say now is with like the issue crew and Detour ahead would be like the new era. And before that, there was like Twitch streaming and YouTube videos would be like phase 1, which I did before podcasts, and then phase 2 is like I feel like Pixels becomes its own new phase. Phase 1 would be like the old Twitch streams and YouTube videos. Phase 2 would be like my early podcast projects, like Way Past Cool and Fresh Baked Laugh Tracks, and most prominently in RCS We Trust. And then phase 3 would be like Pixels and Variety Hour and that circle. And then phase 4 would be largest issue in the galaxy and its surrounding shows. And then phase 5 is the issue crew and Detour ahead and its surrounding shows. I would say I'm in phase 5 right now.
See, that's the thing. I've only had 2 phases cuz like I've been doing this for a while. Since before I turned 21 actually. Like around when I was 21, I'm 25 now. So like I've been doing this since what 2018 when I discovered you guys.
Yeah, that's about right. Maybe 2019, I think, but like near the beginning.
No, I definitely discovered you guys back in 2018, end of 2018, because I debuted in March of 2019.
Oh yeah, you discovered us then. I thought you were talking about when you joined us, which would be 2019. Yeah.
I joined in like April of 2019.
Yeah.
I remember. I still remember the very first episode I was ever on. We talked about Naruto, and my
Did we?
audio quality. Yeah, we did. We talked about Naruto games.
No, we talked about Zelda games on your first ever episode.
No, first official as a PPA.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, because I remember it was my debut episode as a PPAF partner co-host, and I think I was in my at the time girlfriend's basement. I was like, "Hey, can you give me like an hour to go do this podcast because I just started and this is so cool." So I had headphones on and it was like real shitty quality, but it was fine because it was still fun. But
That's fair.
dude, I tell everybody about this podcast though. I'm so proud of this podcast and I love it. And thank you everybody.
I think
who
we do
listens.
too much. We gotta stop. We do too much like self-congratulatory dick sucking about how good this podcast
Dude,
is.
I don't give a shit. I'm so proud of this podcast. Should I get my sister to listen to this? Do you know how much of an accomplishment that is? Like,
Yeah,
the
but
fact
when your
that my
sister is
sister
literally
listens
the
to it?
only human being who listens to it, I don't know if that's.
I literally got comments on our fucking that I read last week. Like, I literally got feedback from people through Discord on this.
Oh, you're right. You had like your friends listen to it or whatever, right? I forgot about that.
No, I just posted to different Discord servers, and people got back. Like 2 people got back to me.
What did they say? Oh, you already did this. I don't want to make you read it all again, but
Yeah, I'm not gonna read it again.
were they
but no.
positive?
Yeah, they were positive.
I don't remember. It's been like 10 days since that episode because we did it early. So
No, it's just it's fun.
Yeah, I just hope we can get it out there. Like I almost feel bad that like the issue crew and variety hour gets views and this doesn't. Like if I had the godly power to siphon views from my other shows into this one, I probably would do it. Maybe, I don't know. The thing about the issue crew is my attitude kind of changes on it week to week. Like most of the time I'm like, yes, the issue crew is like my primary project that I do. I do it with all of my content friends. We do this show every week. We've done it. We've been 100% consistent for 42 episodes now every week. We've never missed one ever. So, most weeks I'm like, yeah, the issue crew's good. But then, some weeks I'm thinking and I'm like, is the issue crew even good? Like we definitely had dry spells where like a lot of our episodes were not good, but I think we're kind of getting back into the swing of things now.
I mean, this is also you also have to put that in perspective with this one too. This one hasn't been going on as long.
Even though it has an equivalent number of episodes.
Does it really?
Not equivalent, but very close. Like this is
41.
this is 41. The latest issue crew was 42.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, but to be fair, Issue Crew is a spin-off of Largest Issue.
To some extent.
To some
Yeah.
extent, but like a lot of your Largest Issue
Yeah, we
listeners
definitely had like a whole 109 episode show that we then
stuck around for
made a new show
for Issue
Yeah.
Crew. So to be fair, it's a rebranding basically. But no, I gotta do a little bit of research. I want to bring some people in. Maybe they'll see how my philosophy for this podcast going forward is bring people on, and if I bring them on, they'll see what the podcast is while being on it, and then they'll tell people about it. They'll be like, "Oh, that was so cool! I was on this podcast," and then they tell their friends. The more guests we get, the more exposure we get, because people are going to want to tell other people about the fact that they were on a podcast.
That's fair.
That's my philosophy, because when I was first on a podcast, I told everybody about Pixels. I was like, this thing is so cool. I'm on it every week. It's so cool. Like, I was starstruck the fact that I was on a podcast, because I never thought that would happen. So, not everybody thinks the same as me, but
I'm tempted to try to ask famous people to come on this show, but I know the response is going to be asking for listener numbers, and that's going to be where that conversation ends.
what's the average listener? What is it, like 5?
2?
2? No, like
Yeah.
legitimately, do you not have numbers?
I do, and that's the real numbers.
I say we'll give it we'll build it. We'll build it up. We got
We'll
this.
build it. We got this.
We'll build it up. Anyway, I feel like we're getting too sappy for the fourth time in a row for the fourth time on this podcast.
Yeah, we keep going in too much behind the baseball. We keep self-congratulatory dick sucking too much.
It's all right. You want to talk about libertarianism?
Sure. What are your thoughts and opinions?
Dude, look, libertarianism is literally like I want to say libertarianism is
Do you even know what is a libertarianism?
I do know what is a libertarianism, all right? We seem to maximize autonomy and political freedom while also keeping the state's encroachment on violations of individual liberties. Less government, more freedom is what a libertarianism is.
I legitimately agree with a lot of libertarianism. Like I think government overreach is excessive, and I would like to see a decrease. I want a government so small you can't even see it.
I believe that libertarianism is a libertarian wants to protect their weed farms with their AKs and not have anybody looking around their shoulder telling them what to do. They can sell that weed for however much they want. They can buy their ammo and guns from whoever they want without restriction.
My name's Sativa Sean, and I live on the farm, farming asses all day with the Bill Cosby man. Hey,
look, I was gonna go on Fiverr and go and be like, "Hey, yo, go write a diss track about this kid." All right, here's a list of things that he's done.
about me?
Yeah, about you. It would have been funny. Either that or self burns are better. Because I know more about me than anybody else on this podcast does.
It's true. It's actively true. You know more
Literally
about
just
you
be
than
like, "Hey,
anybody else.
I want to
Literally.
I want you to write a diss track for my friend Alex here, and just list every little minor inconvenience that I've done."
I would say ChatGPT, but I know ChatGPT would be like, as an AI language model, I cannot generate negative things about this person because ChatGPT is gay. More like ChatGAY, you know what I'm saying, Doc?
But if any of you want to come on the podcast,
Oh yeah, 100%.
email me at polochu54 at gmail.com.
Yep, do that.
DM me on Discord. I'm all ears.
Fuck! You...
You should have seen this coming.
Should I
You
be,
can.
I just realized I should probably be linking Pancake House in these episodes, huh?
I mean, yeah, if you want to, that's fine. Go ahead.
I just forgot. I think I was doing that at some point. I might have just forgotten. Like, I think early episodes might have that link in the description, but I just like kept forgetting. Because I vaguely remember putting a Discord link in Detour Head descriptions before.
Look, at
Maybe
this
I'm just
point, I'm
senile.
not convinced. I'm convinced. I'm convincing myself that I'm gonna put all my effort in Detour Ahead and no longer YouTube, because this is a lot easier to do and a lot more fun.
Are you like, is the Kolochi YouTube channel gonna die now? Are you done
No,
with
it's
it?
not gonna die. It's just gonna be slightly less important than Detour Ahead. But like, I don't see myself growing like a super big fan base on YouTube. But I can see the potential
That's
for a
why we
fan
need to
base of
put this
this.
show on your YouTube. I swear, it was a big mistake for us to not do that right away.
Do you want me to continue doing it? Because I will literally have someone go, like, I can literally find someone to make thumbnails for each episode of what we talk about, and I'm pretty sure this one would just be you and me sucking each other off, because that's the entire thing that we've did this entire episode. It's
I
gonna
was,
be taken out of context. Someone's gonna put that in
I was,
something at some point.
I was gonna call it. No, I'm probably gonna do a formless title. Usually if there's a podcast that's like formless enough, I'll do like three like topics in the title. I'll be like this, and this. Like I
Look,
believe
this was full formless. Literally just
the
put
last
the
one was like Pokemon 5, Ford Fusions, and Chat GPT with Genji, I believe.
That's right. Now for this one, just put apologies for. Well, we can't put dick sucking. Apologies.
Apologies, diss tracks, and dick sucking.
I was gonna say apologies for the dick sucking, but okay, that's fine.
Or self congratulatory jerk offs.
Yes, that's great. That fits because we did
The
congratulate
apologies, diss
ourselves.
track, and self.
No,
What did I
just
just say?
self congratulatory jerk offs.
No, stop trying to. You always try to encroach on my formless titles. I like my formless titles.
No, just you gotta name it that though. That's fine. Anyway, if you want to come on this podcast, if you would like to be a guest, email me at kolochu54 at gmail.com. You can also message me on Discord at kolochu. You can DM me on Twitter, kolochu54. I am everywhere. I'm on Instagram, kolochu.
She's everywhere and nowhere. She's in your walls. She.
You want to add me on TikTok? I'm kolochu there as well.
Whoa.
I do not have a Facebook page yet, but I will.
MySpace, Kolochu?
Not yet.
Not yet. Coming soon. Reddit.com/r/Kolochu? Also coming soon.
Oh, yeah, you can. Can you message people on Reddit?
You can message people on Reddit. I was talking about a Kolochu subreddit, though. Your Reddit account is a different thing.
Yeah, u/kolochu.
U/Kolochu, yes. I just use Reddit for porn and occasionally the biggest problem subreddit. Was there anything else we want to discuss tonight, or are we done?
No, I think we're done. That's it. If anybody wants to come on, DM me on literally any social media platform that you can find. Google Colo Chew. I should show up.
There you go.
We'll talk. We'll talk. If you want to come on the show, give me a topic. If you don't want to bring your own topic, we will have a formless cast, or we will talk about something else. You want flat earthers? Flat earthers, come on! Come on our show.
Come on our show.
Let's bring all the
Just want
crazy
to talk
people.
to him. I just want to talk to him.
What did Dick Masterson say? Oh yeah, that's right. Let's bring all the I want to bring all the crazy people on here. The reptilian people, the reptilians, the flat earthers, people who even book God, the magical wizard in the sky. Televangelists, you want to come on? You want to preach to the masses? The whole two people.
It's so funny that Dick's like weird, like vague, but not like vague, but like Dick's like anti-God stances, but not that aggressively. It's funny because this keeps coming up because obviously, it's a shocker of the century, Dick Masterson's primary audience is primarily made up of conservatives, and they definitely always complain when he talks shit about God, but he still does it. But folks, you know where to find Alex. She just told you where, but you can find me if you go to the description, or if you go to Twitter at Riely Tweets and pin tweet. There's a link tree, linktr.ee/Riely Cinematic Universe. And that's got all my stuff in there. Check it out. Go listen to the Issue Crew. Go listen to Megazord Radio. Go listen to what are the other shows I do? The Mocast. Listen to the Mocast.
I'm sorry. I was looking into flat earthers, right? I'm on the flatearthsociety.org.
Okay.
All the way at the bottom, it's that there's a link to a Twitter member, John Davis, Secretary of the Flat Earth Society and theorist, right? It takes me to Twitter and it just says account suspended.
I
love it. Oh my god, that's the best thing. I'm sorry, I had to bring that up. That was just, it was really important.
No,
Anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
That's about it. Now, Alex, would you say? Now, I'm not gonna. Never. I was about to say something Debbie Downer-ish, but I'm not gonna. Thank you all for listening, gamers. We'll see you next week.